Hello friends! Real quick before I start the video, I just wanted to proudly announce that we are organized. I think. Around the start of the year, I made the decision to expand our online presence, creating an X account, a Reddit account, and a TikTok account, but I've made some interesting developments recently. Do you guys remember my old Patreon account that I started for reaching 1,000 subscribers? I decided to repurpose that and start my very own organization, the Proletarian United Front, a Marxist-Leninist organization that focuses on leftist unity, something that the rebellion will absolutely need when the Revolutionary War finally kicks off. The organization is seeking dues-paying members, with 3 tiers available. For $1 a month, you can be a propagandist. For $3 a month, you can be an organizer. And for $5, you can be a revolutionary. Tiers that are named and described to give everyone a sense of importance, regardless of pledge amount. Being that we aren't big enough to actually hold meetings or do any of the fancy stuff the bigger orgs are doing, our efforts will be mostly concerned with helping other orgs, socialist parties, mutual aid groups, labor unions, and leftist content creators and educators. I also started a Bandcamp page for my music project. After a few more EPs for the currently ongoing Dementia series, my plan is to switch to mainly political themes. I've already dubbed the band style as Red Army Thrash Metal, though it'll probably be more than just thrash metal, and draw influences from power metal, death metal, and black metal as well. So that's what I've got going on. I'm excited about this, and I feel like I'll be doing a lot more to help inspire a working class uprising against the rich and powerful elite. I'm about as organized as I can get without actually being a member of an organization, especially being that I'm a founding member of an org myself now. Okay, onto the video. Things are heating up in the United States. It's kind of funny though, seeing as how there were riots in the last year of Donald Trump's first presidency, and now in the first year of his second presidency there are riots again. Yet he refuses to look inward, as is expected of someone at the top of such a colossal ivory tower. There is violent resistance happening against ICE in Los Angeles, and I'm not about to say what you think I'm about to say and condemn them. As class consciousness surges and resistance, actual resistance, begins to boil, I want to start being direct with these videos. Communism is the opposite of fascism. I don't care what anyone has told you or what you saw in some propagandized thesaurus. This is the truth. Just looking at the definitions of the two words will tell you this. According to a quick Brave search, fascism is defined as a system of government marked by centralization of authority under a dictator, a capitalist economy subject to stringent governmental controls, violent suppression of the opposition, and typically a policy of belligerent nationalism and racism. Whereas communism is defined as a political and economic ideology that advocates for a classless society in which all property and wealth are communally owned instead of being owned by individuals. Even that definition is a little watered down, but it shows that there is a difference between fascism and communism. The property being talked about is private property, the means of production. This means factories, the machines in those factories, corporate, privately owned farms, the equipment and tools on those farms, rental homes, public transportation, and pretty much anything to extract or generate wealth for someone else. Not your toothbrush, not your computer, not your sugar, not your bed, or anything that you personally own. Under communism, everything you produce is yours until you decide to sell it, give it away, or until you abandon it. Under capitalism and fascism alike, this type of property and the means of production are owned by an elite few. This elite few is known as the Bourgeoisie. They're basically what the clergy was to feudal society. They don't technically rule, but they have enough power to influence the government to get their way. Benito Mussolini, pretty much the founder of fascism, described the ideology as the merger of state and corporate power. It is essentially the combination of bourgeoisie and government. If that sounds familiar, it's because we are seeing this happen right now in the United States. Donald Trump, the owner of the Trump Organization, is the president of the United States. Elon Musk was a senior advisor to Trump until May 31st. Mark Zuckerberg has used his alliance with Donald Trump as leverage to win antitrust lawsuits. Jeff Bezos blocked the Washington Post editorial board from endorsing Kamala Harris, which wouldn't be a big deal if Bezos wasn't in cahoots with Trump, having had Amazon donate $1 million to the inauguration, and changed opinion policies for the Washington Post to promote free markets and personal liberties. We are too used to describing the political system of the US as liberal democracy. Liberalism is objectively the moderate wing of fascism. The bourgeoisie have been promoted from an aristocracy position to a position of governance. Trump's gamble for a third term is a step into attempting to abolish elections, something that even a country like North Korea has, but goes unchallenged due to the unwavering support of the people for the Kim administration. administration. People have this idea, though, that Hitler was a socialist because of his National Socialist ideology. However, Hitler and the NSDAP stood for private property and free enterprise, and has always said that the fascist adoption of the term socialism had nothing to do with Marxist theory. Communists were the first victims of the Holocaust, before Jews were even imprisoned. He banned all communist parties and labor unions. The only union under Hitler's rule was a corporate union. National Socialism, referred to by actual socialists as Hitlerism, is essentially just Aryanism combined with the specific components of fascism. Aryanism basically being Zionism but for Germanic peoples. The German invasion of the Soviet Union was not some leftist infighting. Hitler wanted to destroy the core of what he believed was Judeo-Bolshevism. The invasion only gave Stalin a reason to put an end to the exploitative, murderous state that Hitler and the NSDAP created. In contrast to the German Reich, the Soviet Union abolished private property, introduced central planning to the economy, was based closely on Marxist theory, gave political power to workers and labor unions, and up until Stalin's death, safeguarded the emancipated proletariat from counter-revolutionaries who sought to destabilize the Union and either restore the monarchy of Russia or begin the era of capitalist exploitation. Fascism is capitalism in decay. The current system in the US is lashing out as it tries to maintain control. Immigrants from all over the world, legal and illegal, and even Native Americans are being deported as xenophobia and white supremacy are official government policies. Police brutality is being carried out against protesters. The National Guard and the Marine Corps have been deployed to dispatch the subsequent riots. The US government is bankrolling ethnic cleansing as its proxies in the Middle East invade and pick fights with their neighbors. Fines in the millions are being issued against immigrants for refusing to leave. Leftists and other dissidents are being detained and deported. Fistfights are breaking out between politicians. Trump is sending undesirables to El Salvador and Guantanamo Bay prison camps, and is trying to export this atrocity to Rwanda and Libya, and also reopen Alcatraz for the same purpose. Violent resistance to this tyranny is crucial, but even more crucial is the realization of the next step: socialism. Some of the protesters get it, but there is a general lack of organization and an even more general lack of understanding that socialism is a scapegoat, villainized by our propaganda machine to keep the people grounded in a slave mentality, and blind faith in our politicians who do nothing but lie, cheat, steal, murder, and rape. Backtracking to liberalism or deviating towards a different type of conservatism is only going to land us in this exact same spot a few years from now. It is time for a socialist revolution and a dictatorship of the proletariat. And that's where I'm dropping the mic. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click thumbs up, share the video with your friends, family, and coworkers, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe for more content like this, as there will be more, and click the bell to get notified when I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye guys.